Hey guys, well it is time for another Out of Breath Arm Sore Packer Minute, the show where I walk around the neighborhood in the shadow of Buffalo Mountain today, talking about the Packers, and you watch to see if I get impaled by a javelin as I go. And today I want to talk about the running back situation, and I'm not, even though it seems obvious what you would talk about is the training camp battles that are going to take place between the rookies, I wasn't thinking so much about that today as I was just thinking about right at the moment some of the personnel groupings that the Packers already know they can deploy. Now, last season was an extremely interesting, I guess is the only way I can describe it right now, year for the Packers in terms of the running game. You know, Eddie Lacy and James Starks going out at the same time. Ty Montgomery having to step in. In the meantime, we got guys like Niall Davis coming in, Kristen Michael gets signed, neither of which work out. And Don Jackson then ends up getting let go as well in the offseason, not really having shown enough during the 2016 season. And in the meantime, the Packers had to run the table with Aaron Rodgers basically shouldering the load and Ty Montgomery coming on, no doubt about it. But now with Ty Montgomery with an offseason under his belt and Aaron Ripkowski, who we also, you know, most people don't talk about it, but we truly discovered Aaron Ripkowski last year, I think, because we were able and had to use him almost as a feature back from time to time. And he responded quite well to that big old semi. So the Packers, I think, were on a journey of discovery last year in terms of the running game. And I think this year, even though we've got some rookies that are mixing in, and we'll talk about that at the end, I think right off the bat, without even discussing the rookies, it is very interesting the kind of packages that the Packers can put on the field with the veterans that they have. And Ty Montgomery being one of those, Aaron Ripkowski being one of those now. You know, you get a guy like Ty Montgomery at 220, he's a dangerous, dangerous weapon because he can catch out of the backfield. He's smooth, he's fast, but he also can bring the load. We saw him lay the wood on some defensive backfield, some DBs last year, and we expect with a little extra size, a little extra power, he's going to be able to do that more and more. So I would expect Ty Montgomery to do more A-gap work this year than he did last year. We sort of tended to split him to the outside, and that outside zone scheme worked fairly well. It's very well suited for him. And then, of course, once we get the running game going, the play action helps us out a great deal. But at the same time, we know we got Aaron Ripkowski in here. And this morning, I was talking about how I don't expect us to have many two running back sets, personnel groupings go out on the field. And then it sort of struck me, why not? I mean, we've got Aaron Ripkowski can lead for Ty Montgomery, and Ty Montgomery with great vision, incredible athleticism, and plenty of size. You know, he's not at the biggest running back in the league for sure, but he's only a little 10 or so pounds lighter than Zeke Elliott. So I think, and then you add to that the fact that the Packers brought on Martellus Bennett, who is a excellent blocking tight end. He's a big guy. He's the size of a lineman. And you can go strong side on a play and truly make it difficult for defenses simply to match up. Because once you get a DB, once you drop a safety, I don't care if your safety is 220. Martellus Bennett is almost 270. You're going to lose like 50 pounds and about 3 to 4 inches of size on a guy like Martellus Bennett. And one of the things last year, I'm going to try to recall which game we brought it out in. I want to say, I believe it was the Week 6 matchup against the Cowboys, I believe. The Packers actually used that formation, but then added a lineman. Now, they had an extra tight end, so we would have to maybe get rid of that tight end or not go two running backs in the backfield. But you get a guy, even a single set back with Ripkowski in front of him now, instead of Richard Rodgers, you have Martellus Bennett at 6'6", 267 or whatever he is. And then on top of that, they added an extra lineman to the line in Jason Spriggs, another 6'5", 6'6" guy. And Jason Spriggs has added 10 pounds this offseason. This becomes a strong side formation that is, it's almost impossible to match up against. What will defenders bring onto the field? And then if you end up like they did in the set against the Cowboys with still having a split wideout on the perimeter, let them go ahead and stack it the best they can, because Aaron Rodgers can always pull the ball and throw it to Trevor Davis on a go route, or Jordy Nelson or Devontae Adams for that matter. But that running game, in the sense in which if we come to 3rd and short, I do expect the Packers to lean more on the running game to get the job done on 3rd and short. And frankly, to get us to 3rd and short, I am expecting this Packer team to lean on the run more than they did in 2016. And that's kind of obvious because they just couldn't to some extent in 2016 until they really saw what they had in Ty Montgomery. And kudos to Montgomery, mad props for his performance with 2 touchdowns in the Dallas game. So I'm not taking away anything from that, but Ty Montgomery was just learning the position. He was just learning the protections. And he was just playing by feel. It was pure instinct, as Montgomery himself said. And this year, that's not going to be the case. They are going to be able to think it through and truly put pressure on teams based on the strengths of guys like Ty Montgomery and also Aaron Ripkowski. You put Ripkowski in the hole as a blocker, and he has got mad skills. But I do think you could set back Ripkowski in an obvious, maybe it would be a formation for 4th down. Maybe this is a team. Remember, we struggled a little bit with our 4th down plays last year. However, the team, the offense and Aaron Rodgers always wanted to take the chance and always felt like and had the confidence that we could get it done. Well, how much more confidence if we need a 4th down play and we need a 1st down to break the back of a defense and to put points on the board perhaps that are needed, than to trot out Aaron Ripkowski behind Martellus Bennett, behind Jari Evans and Brian Bulaga, and also Jason Spriggs. This is a serious formation we're talking about here. And with that said, and that's not even discussing the fact that it may be that a guy like Mays, one of these rookies, becomes a fantastic short yardage running back for us. I'm inputting Ripkowski right now because he's a big guy and he has showed this man can run the ball now and he can carry folks. And the guys he's going to have to carry are going to be limited because he's got Bennett and Jari and Bulaga and Spriggs in front of him. But that being said, who knows what's going to happen with these rookies when they get into training camp? You got a guy like Jamal Williams who loves contact, short yardage back. You got a guy like Mays who exactly fits the mold of Eddie Lacy when he came out. 230 pounds, so what, 5'11 or 5'11, 231 was Lacy. I think Mays maybe gives a pound to him at 230. Who knows what happens with those guys, but I do think our short yardage run game, number one, I think it's going to be important for our success this season. Not just on 3rd down, but also on 4th. We've seen this team, and you look at that week 2 matchup against the Atlanta Falcons, and there may be some 4th down and short that we just have to convert to stay in the game. And to keep Matt Ryan off the field, which is going to be another critical concern in week 2. And when you can put a formation like that, it's getting busy, it's about lunchtime. And when you can put a formation like that on the field, I expect Mike McCarthy to go ahead and play the probability game, because we always complain about McCarthy being conservative, but the reason we call him conservative truly is because he is playing the odds. He knows the numbers, and generally speaking, he doesn't buck the numbers. Now, if you go out on the field with a formation like that, and the personnel that we have, that fits Mike McCarthy's don't buck the numbers scenario, and I expect to see it early and often in the 2017 season. And again, I do think it could be critical to some wins, which again, those early wins all stack up in December when we start to decide who is going home and who is staying in the playoffs. And further from that, we decide who is playing at home, which I think may be an absolutely critical element to the Packers going to the Super Bowl this year. Well, that's going to do it for me for today for the Out of Breath Armstore Packer Minute. If you like these videos, go ahead and subscribe. There's always an interesting element with a blue semi bearing down on me that something crazy could happen. However, I'm pretty safe out here, pretty much. So, all right, well, folks, I will let you go for today. Hit that subscribe button, the like button if you like the videos. I am also starting to do some more YouTube live from home because I can't really do it out here. It's just not, the upload speed just isn't there for me. So, all right, we'll catch up with you later. Have a great day. Go Pack.